guys, please.
Welcome back. That's a good old deep cut from our good friend Henry Rollins.
Henry Garfield at that time.
Henry Garfield at that time. Wow. I didn't even realize. I'm learning so much about Mr. Rollins, Mr. Garfield.
Yeah.
It's great. That was State of Alert, an old band of his.
SOA.
SOA. And it was called Gonna Have to Fight. Of course, he had already run and hid, and now he's ready to fight.
Exactly.
There's two precursors to that song, and they're gonna have to run, gonna have to hide, and then finally gonna have to fight.
It was a trilogy.
Murray, I'm gonna toss the talking stick your way. You got something you?
Yeah, we lost a legend yesterday, Griff. If you like me went through puberty during the mid late '80s, this woman was a very important person to you.
Wait, excuse me. I thought you said you've been a child or man since you were a child.
Yeah, but I didn't have pubes when I was born, Griff.
Okay.
I'm talking about Tawny Katane of Whitesnake video. We all remember her writhing atop the I think they were Jaguars. And I just want to say you'll never be forgotten. And can we just have a moment of Whitesnake for her, Griff? Bless you.
Even I have a memory of her riding on those cars.
It's
iconic.
It's iconic, right?
I love that you bring that up, too, because you see, back in the day, nowadays I think people would have some kind of complaint about that, body issues. Billie Eilish did something where she
had great legs, I want to point out. Tawny Katane, great legs.
There we go.
Sexy redhead.
But, you got Billie Eilish doing a photo shoot in a corset, and people are losing their minds about it.
Yeah, I saw that. It's kind of weird now because I'm at that age where, like, she can be my kid, so I don't want to perv out on her. She's thick as fuck. I mean, I was, like, shocked. Her body. I liked her body. She looks like dead-eyed. She's like, I don't get what's going on, like, neck up. She's, like, dead-eyed.
Yeah.
Like she's doped up or something.
Right.
But body's looking pretty tight, Billy.
Yeah,
good for you.
And so many, I saw so many people reacting to it in such a negative way because she said, like, do what the fuck you want to,
Yeah.
And that's a great, she's had that attitude for as long as I've known of Billie Eilish, and people are like, no, you don't dress up in a corset for any other reason but to attract male penis.
What's wrong with that?
She said that she gets confidence from doing it, and they're like, people were saying, there's no way you get confidence from dressing in a way that's uncomfortable. I don't know. We're going to a
Doesn't
world.
everybody want people to want to fuck them?
Except the asexuals. They don't.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah. But yeah, most everybody else, they probably like getting fucked, and
Yeah, I do.
And so who cares? Let people do whatever they want. But it's okay, Murray.
Speaking of getting fucked,
we're gonna go into a movie that's just completely unabashed, not PC at all. Nothing about this movie's PC.
Yeah, it's the Andrew Dice Clay of movies. School shooting movies.
There's no strings attached. There's no strings attached. It's just a classic. This is like Battle Royale remade in 2021. It's
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. It's just
young girls killing other young girls.
Yeah, it's just a classic story of kids killing each other. That's all it is.
The story is old as time.
Story is old as time.
I think that was what the Iliad was about, wasn't it?
Yes, of course. Okay. Iliad was about the school shootings.
Aristotle said, "Run, hide, fight." Spartans went, "Fight."
Oh goodness! So there's definitely nothing PC about this movie. It's just a fun movie. How many times I heard the producers of this movie? Because Murray, I did my research. The producers,
I'm glad because I never do research.
Yeah,
so
the producers were so hellbent on making this movie real, despite the fact that they're just trying to say it's just a fun movie. Sit back, enjoy it, escape into this world, and it's like.
It's Die Hard in the schoolyard is basically what it is.
Die Hard in the school hard. I don't get why she had... What did I say?
I said school hard.
Oh, I probably did. I get tongue twisted very easily.
Well, you're passionate about this movie, I can tell.
I'm very passionate about this movie. It really speaks to me. You know, I was very worried.
He was a 30-some-year-old man.
34-year-old man. It speaks to me. It hits me right in the heart, you know.
Hey, that reminds me. Were you ever involved in a school shooting?
No. Plenty of bomb threats, and, you know, we always went outside for them. Like,
well, you're lucky because, as we all know, I'm old. So I graduated in 92. And we never had a school shooting. I went to here's a funny story I'll tell you about. I went to a school that I grew up in the suburbs of Detroit, but it was inner city, which is white people say when they mean black. I went to a predominantly black school. I lived and grew up in a factory, like a dyeing factory town. GM was the major employer, so most people were either working class or poor.
Yeah.
So one day, so I think it was my senior year, we had a teacher's assistant, some pretty little white girl. God bless her. She wants to teach the kids and everything. And we got this over the PA. They were like, there's going to be like a gang fight. So we're going to evacuate everyone. School's over with. Go home. I was happy because I was getting out of school early.
Yeah.
So I was like, right on. Girl never came back again to our school.
Dude.
She was so freaked out by that. By the way, I don't think anything ever happened. No guns happened at all.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it was a few years later. That's when they installed metal detectors at my school. But it's funny you brought up bombs because also in my senior year, 2 bomb threats, never evacuated either time.
How did you know about the bomb
Because they
threat,
said over the fucking internet, there's a bomb threat. Run,
alert.
hide, don't fight.
Well, you can't fight a bomb, so.
Yeah, so hide is what they said.
It's interesting you brought up the gang war, too, because I think there was a situation in my school where there was mounting tensions between two, using heavy air quotes here, gangs, or get a fight right outside the school afterwards. So I think they tried to, like, cut school early to throw them off or something. As if they weren't all in the same school. They would just be like, all right, we're going to fight an hour earlier today. That's a tough situation to be in. I get it as an administration and all that, but don't worry.
Well, they could have evacuated the school for bomb threat. I don't think
it seems like you should have. Yeah, it seems like you should have.
They didn't.
And if you are going to be going out and trying to find this movie, good fucking luck because it's.
We're your only source.
We're your only source. Yeah, you can get this movie if you pay. I think it's like a $12 subscription fee to the Daily Wire, who is the producers behind this movie. Such famous people as Ben Shapiro, who champions this as a good moral story that we should all sit around with our family and watch to understand how, I guess, domestic terrorists, children. What do you even call a child who does a school shooting?
Monster? I don't know.
I mean, we call this kid a Joker knockoff because that's what he was. Troubled teen.
Did we point out that this is the first for us? We're actually doing a new movie because we're the classic action.
Last week was a modern movie too.
Well, it was 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah,
though.
This is a new movie.
This is
January
brand new.
2021. But yeah, even if you are
this is an experiment. That's what I'm trying to say is because if you guys enjoy this, we might throw in some new movies every once in a while.
Like this movie, Murray is really trying to hammer this point home. So this movie, if you're out of this country and you try to sign up for the Daily Wire, you can't even watch this movie. Even if you pay them the $12, it's only available in America. It's the only place
nobody else in the world will understand this. We're the kings of school shootings.
School
shootings happen in other countries?
Yes, of course they do, and everybody should be watching
this
as a training video, Murray. America's not the only place in the world with gun shootings. We can't be, right?
School shootings, what I'm saying. Everybody gets shot.
Yeah, that's what I said. School shootings.
You said gun shootings.
Oh, did I? Oh man.
Which is what all guns do.
But, man, I'm getting all over the place here. So I'll give it. I'll hit it over.
You're still troubled over Tawny Katane. It's understandable. She'll be greatly missed.
It's really hard. I'll turn it over to our mass shooting expert who helped the writer. This is a writer-director, the guy who did Reindeer Games. He's returned. He's going to do this movie on school shooting. You said
this was a movie that got made and couldn't find a distributor.
It's exactly what happened. It was taken to, like, Cannes or something, and people are like, please please no, don't do this. And they were
If there
like,
was ever a
already
time for Canon Films to still be around, they would put this shit out.
they would put this shit out there for
Dad would be Chuck Norris.
sure. So to help this was a guy who claims to be a mass shooting expert. He was an ex-cop. And they did Daily Wire did multiple interviews with him to explain how realistic everything about this movie is. It can't just be they claim it's a fun action movie and people should just accept it as that. But then at the same time, they're like, it's super realistic. It's not fun. I don't get it. It's very full of morals and everything. It's so weird. So this guy, John Matthews, the mass shooting expert, is an ex-cop. And for the last, 25 years, he's been working as a Hollywood elitist. Like, this is so controversial to the whole Daily Wires thing where they're like, everybody in Hollywood is a leftist trying to pollute children's minds. So John Matthews, who's now writing serial murder crimes for TV, he's a CNN and Fox News talking head. He points out that the very real things about this school, they don't take threats seriously like your school didn't do.
Right.
You could have been murdered. This podcast wouldn't exist.
And then what will you do with your life?
Yeah, exactly. They point this out in the movie. Lockdowns Lockdowns require a visual confirmation. So you can't call the cops.
You could hear guns going off, and you're like, I got to see it.
Guns, bombs, a van crashing through a wall. We used to be able to hear a book fall
This must
in
have been
the
a
hallway.
very sprawling school. Because
Exactly.
people are not aware of what's going on the one side of the school.
This has to be a bomb shelter of a school because, yeah, you cannot hear a single thing. The office is across the hall from the cafeteria, and they do not hear a van crash through windows and cement. Don't hear it. We, of course, know that when you can't see and you can't call it in, that increases the body count.
Well, it does in this movie, that's for sure.
Mental illness and a villain, and our main villain, Tristan. Oh, got some Satanism at work too. That's coming back big. Are you ready for Satanic Panic 2.0?
I hope so. I've been missing it.
There's gonna be good metal again, right?
I hope so. I've been missing it.
Murray's bro, you're going to the black. I've been watching Twin Peaks again. I had to see more Ray Wise.
You had to wash that religious shit out of your head.
I did.
See some creepy Ray Wise.
Exactly. You know what? I don't even give a shit about this John Matthews guy anymore. We're going too long.
Fuck him.
What I care about, we need to talk. Me and Murray, we're action experts. We're going to be viewing this in the lens of an action movie. So we need to talk about our villains because there is no character set up in this movie. They're all very, very thin. So let's talk about our villains. We can do it in a minute.
We run the gamut of every troubled teen cliche. They're all together.
They don't giggle, Murray.
Well, they don't giggle. That pissed me off.
That Canon 101.
Nobody raped
Villains
anybody.
Giggle. There's not R, but there's definitely some strong molestation, possibly.
Yeah, I guess.
Weak molestation.
I guess it would be deemed in the law as a sexual assault.
Yeah. Okay. So we have 4 child terrorists, troubled teens. First off. You know what? I got to save him for probably third.
Chris, the last one.
Yeah, we got to say because he's the only new.
Yeah, he's the new one for us.
Yeah. So we have Anna, the girl of the group, because you have to have a girl in the group.
Right.
She's a typical new age goth girl, I guess.
She's like a bitchy goth girl. Yeah,
she's got black
obviously
makeup.
into Wicca. You can tell that. She's probably been dabbling.
Satanism.
Yeah.
She had the one side of her head shaved. No, she didn't. She had
but she had
long
black
hair.
lipstick.
But she
had a purple leather jacket.
Purple leather that she wrote like no remorse on it. Very tough.
Spikes everywhere.
Darby Allin must have inspired her.
Troubled.
Yeah, spikes. You mentioned that.
We have the classic smelly goofball army jacketed wearing nerd.
We have to point out that Anna is sleeping with our main villain, Tristan.
Yes.
Okay, so Kip.
Yes, he's the army jacketed nerd. Every school had one of those. The kid that everyone picked on. It sucks, but kids are assholes.
He's a big, goofy guy, and
wears glasses.
He tells us the tale of how he was at a party and he got pants, and so now he needs a murder.
Oh.
That's rough.
Then we have Tristan, our main villain, the ringleader.
Yep.
Obviously loves Heath Ledger's Joker.
He's wearing old man like checkered slacks, and then he's got like a green velvety jacket on. and then like a hoodie on underneath that. So he's mixing it up there.
Oh.
But he's clearly inspired by Joker.
Right.
And then
His whole life philosophy revolves around Heath Ledger's Joker.
Last but not least,
this was a curveball for me. I kind of got him. He actually has layers, Griff, because at the beginning I was like, okay, I know who this guy is. And then there's one brief scene that just totally blows this character up. Chris, the schizophrenic, closeted gay guy. It's not enough that he'd be schizophrenic or be closeted. He has to be both.
He's not only that, Murray. He's also a Nazi sympathizer. Where did he even get this gun? He's got a MP40, a World War II gun.
I hope you're right, because we got a guy, Jack, who is really stickler for weapons, and he gives us shit all the time on
Jack,
Twitter.
I'm going to let you know right now, I'm basing this off my knowledge of a game called Castle Wolfenstein Enemy Territory that was based in World War II. And that when you played as the Axis forces, that was the gun they had.
Okay.
So that's
probably not listening, so don't worry, but I'm just saying.
And of course, Chris hates Christians.
Well,
greatest sin of all.
One good thing about the kid.
But yeah, he's schizophrenic and gay. And who's he gay for, Murray?
Tristan.
He is the brother of Anna, who's also in love with Tristan.
Yeah, there's a throuple going on.
So there's some weird dinners happening at that house, and I would have rather have seen, because this movie's padded to hell and back. I would have loved to see.
And it didn't need to be.
Scene.
It could have been a nice tight 90 minutes. No, it was like almost an hour 50.
They don't get it. No one gets it anymore.
Torture.
We don't get it because we just went like 90 minutes on an opener.
Yes. Is that your signal that we need to go to the
That
trailer?
was absolutely the signal.
All right, you guys better run. You better hide, because it's time to fight for this trailer of Run, Hide, Fight.
Oh.
In between breath, take the shot.
You've done really good out there, kid. The size of that deer, we're going to be eating venison all summer.
On a day's work.
I think we need to see somebody again.
And by we, you mean me?
No, I mean us. Hey, that look in your eye. Guys in my unit had that look.
Maybe there's a brochure you can hand me so I can go? Is that Chris Jellic over there?
Is he doing something completely weird? Senior prank day. But we'll see all kinds of dumb stuff today. Swim captain will have Thai food delivered to class, and Becky Vaughn will set up her homemade slip and slide.
This is high school. Nothing that happens here matters in the real world.
Okay, we are in charge now, so please pull out whichever app you use to do live streaming video. Get them up and running and point it at me. Now!
Get down on the ground! Any more friends back there?
I'm calling 911.
Get back to your homeroom and stay put until the...
You must be close.
You should be ashamed!
Very disturbing news out of Vernon Central High School.
Zoe.
In between breath, take the shot.
Is it safe to say that this might be our guardian angel? Do you want more people to die?
That's the last thing I want.
I'm gonna kill one person in this room every 5 minutes. You don't show your face.
Isn't it ironic that after all your hard work, people aren't gonna remember you?
No?
They're gonna remember me.
All right, welcome back. I'm sure that trailer made you just want to go out and get signed up for the Daily Wire so you can watch this beautiful feature film that's probably 30 minutes too long. And we start out fast and loose. And you know when you hear fast and loose, what are we thinking, Murray?
I think of Motorhead. 'Cause they
Oh,
have a
you think
song
of
called
Motorhead?
Fast and Loose.
They have another song other than Ace of Spades?
Yeah. Couple.
What is an album that people should look for Motorhead that
I would say all you need is No Remorse, which is their greatest hits album.
Mm-hmm.
They had a very spotty discography, I think.
Yeah. I think people only know Lemmy because of Lemmy is big.
Yeah, they're a T-shirt band now. They're like the Ramones.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just too bad. And then the only song people can pull because it was in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is that was the only reason why I know them, Ace of Spades.
It's a great song. It's just played out.
Exactly. 100%.
Back to the movie.
Fast and Loose. You think of guns. Steven Seagal's gun safety training.
Is that what you said, Fast and Loose?
I don't remember, Murray.
I don't think
we
it
do
was.
this every
All
week.
I know is you don't pull, you squeeze the trigger.
Yes. I keep meaning to go back. I think that was from
Fast and Loose does not sound right. That sounds very reckless.
Yeah, exactly.
But then Seagal would do that.
Yeah, because when you're fast and loose with the rules, it usually means you're cutting corners. Out for Justice. No, it was in his first movie. Is that Out for Justice?
Above the Law was his
Above
first.
the Law, because I think that was the last one we did, and it came up in there. He was teaching. By the way, on the topic of school shootings, one of his movies we're going to do in the future, I think it's The Glimmer Man, there's a school shooting in that.
Good. We should have done that one instead of this.
Yes.
So we got the father-daughter hunting expedition. Didn't everybody, like in real America, you do this right before school? You go hunting.
Yeah, you get up at 3 a.m, you go out, you sit in your blind, you wait until, dawn, and then you shoot a deer.
So they're like got the sniper rifles out. He's like talking it through.
Yeah, very
Dad
loudly.
played by Thomas Jane. I felt bad he had to be in this movie.
One
of the many guys who played Punisher.
If you hear some of the interviews he did, you will not feel bad anymore.
Is he right wing now?
From the sound of those interviews, I don't know if they were feeding him shit to say, but because he might have just been in it for the check. He's like, just give me money, I'll say whatever you want. But he was just like, this is what kids need to be doing in school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, she shoots the deer. They got a buck right in her crosshairs. Shoots it, but it wasn't a clean kill, Griff.
Yep.
It went all the way through. We know if a bullet goes through you, you don't die.
Yep. So we're getting a whole speech by Dad, Thomas J., telling her about the circle of life, and she's, they didn't watch Lion King because it's too left-wing.
He's like, it's all about showing mercy. I want to point out, they killed a real deer for this scene.
That was some of the big early controversies of this movie, is that they really killed a deer and shot it and filmed the whole thing.
Well, it gets worse because while he's giving the speech, he's like trying, because he thinks this is going to traumatize her. She's a teenage girl. He's like, look, we got to show mercy. We're going to have to. She just nonchalantly grabs a rock and bashes the deer's skull in.
Yeah.
She could have just shot it in the head. I don't believe a 100-pound girl's going to have the strength to actually kill a deer with a fucking rock.
Well, don't worry, Murray, because not only does she have the strength to bash its brains in, she just grabs the deer by the antlers and drags it 3 miles home. The fuck?
Yeah, she's right off the bat, our hero's a sociopath. That's all they're telling me, basically.
Yeah. And she gets home. We just cut to them at home. The deers. She hung up the deer by herself in the garage, ready for cleaning and gutting and whatever the hell else that process is called. And I'm so glad I can swear again. I love that we're into Satan again. I just want to say that. Last week was so tough.
It's a good feeling.
So tough. You caught me one time swearing.
Yeah.
But I didn't even swear.
You swore one time.
I did, but you said, "Oh, you just swore," and I didn't. I swore like 20 minutes earlier.
It was probably me, but I just blamed it on you.
It was exactly that. Well. Everybody, most underrated episode, Revelation Road. Go listen to it.
Please don't, because then we're gonna have to do the other ones. I don't want to do that.
I want to conclude that trilogy, not saga. So, anyways, we got Zoe in the kitchen enjoying some nice cornflakes. Of course, they're in Nebraska. Everybody.
Non-fat milk.
Non-fat milk, of course, Joe. But she's enjoying those cornflakes. They're in Nebraska. I need to mention they're in a completely fictional city in Nebraska where it's both rural and incredibly populated because their school is basically a college university. And then we have a nice little chat with Mom. Murray, she's clearly got something going on, right?
Well, we can tell she's got cancer. Why? Because the universal symbol of cancer is a woman with a kerchief on her head. So we're like, got cancer. And she's got this mug of chamomile tea. You'll see it throughout the movie. She loves that tea.
I don't know about you. I'm getting Karen energy from her.
She's got very much Karen energy.
Very big Karen
She's
Karen
all
energy.
about all the oxides in this tea are going to get rid of my cancer.
Yeah.
No, they're not, Karen.
So it is prom night, last day of school, prom day or something. I
Everybody's just asking everybody about. I don't know. I thought it was the last day of school, but then it's like I don't know.
Right, but it is the last day. Or
I remember in the old
day.
days. Remember that was always like last day of school. I'm gonna fuck you up. That was the threat
Yes.
you would give. Everybody, like, last day of school.
I remember being terrified of that. In freshman day, there was the beat up freshman day or whatever, and I was like hiding behind trash cans going home. I've already explained that I'm a very skittish teenager and young kid. Like I thought the commando trash man were coming for me in the morning because I walked to school every day.
You were like 5 feet tall, so you were a perfect victim.
When I was 18, I was all of 5 feet tall. So, anyways. Dad comes in, and he's just talking to Zoe. She's got his army jacket on again. And he's like, look.
Well, he just saw her, like, fucking cave a deer's skull, and that even tripped him out. And he's been to war.
Yeah. And so he's like, look, if you're not going to war, you don't wear a war jacket. She's like, look, I'm just trying to get to school. I'm not your friend. You're not my friend. And...
Nobody, if our friends listen, they would be cracking up right now about that. But anyway,
she's just she doesn't want to be around anybody. Something's really troubling her. And
I'm like, is she listening to the Morrissey, the Smiths? What's going on with this girl?
Well, it can't be Morrissey because then she wouldn't have just brutalized that
she
deer.
would, yeah, she would be meat is murder. Yes,
exactly.
But no.
But what is possibly troubling her, Murray, is the fact that she doesn't have a cell phone. What teenager?
Well, that's the dad throws that out. He's just like, I'm worried about you. What kind of a teenager doesn't have a cell phone? And we can tell she's wise beyond her years.
This conversation,
she's not a regular teenager, girl.
It's getting heated. She chucks the bowl of cornflakes across the room. They're getting up in each other's faces. Then you hear a polite little honk in the background. And a couple seconds go by, and then door just opens, and in
you
comes
hear, did I do that?
Oh, man, the worst trope of all. I was watching this whole piece about 90s black sitcoms and everything, and then they were just like, oh, and then Family Matters came out.
Yeah. Urkel shows up.
Oh, boy.
He's friends with Zoe.
Just entering, not breaking in.
Yes.
That was...
he is in rural America. You have to say that if you're a black person.
Yes.
Every time you enter a room, just entering, not breaking.
And he is dressed like a big old nerd. He's got yellow pants and like a checkered red shirt on.
I thought, this is her gay like bestie.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Okay, but no, don't worry, that's not it. He picks her up in the morning. They drive 50 miles through the forest.
Well, Dad's like, I want you to seek help. We need to get over this. We don't know what this is, but we need to get over it. I'm having trouble too. And we're just like, what's why isn't Mom like consoling these people?
Oh, you know what's interesting is that she's got, like, they always say the people who are cruel to animals are the people who turn out to be, like
serial killers.
Yeah, serial killers. Yeah. So maybe he thinks his daughter's a serial killer, which might be hinting to people early on if they don't know the whole premise of this movie that she might be the people that people are running and hiding and possibly fighting against.
That could be it.
Layers, everybody. Layers. Not really. Anyways, so they're going to school, 50 miles of farmland. They're sipping on Starbucks coffee. I don't know where there's a Starbucks in the middle of the country, but there is.
I think it's funny how when I was a kid, if you wanted to be kids, especially girls, wanted to seem older, they'd smoke cigarettes. That was the thing. You smoke cigarettes. And then, of course, the campaigns stopped. It's worked. Most people don't smoke anymore. Everyone smoked when I was a kid.
People still smoke, just not cigarettes. They're onto the Juul and everything.
Right. Well, that's the new code. So what happened was sometime in the 90s, because no kids drank coffee when I was. That was an adult drink.
Yeah.
And now I think it's because kids think that makes them seem more mature and older, even though they're drinking a fucking milkshake. They're not drinking like a black coffee. They're drinking like
it's possible.
There's this shit. It's like a fucking milkshake with some caffeine.
No,
in it.
I'll agree with you that people are probably. I don't want to coffee shame them or anything, but I think they're probably drinking something more like that, where it's mostly milk and sugar and all that kind of stuff.
Right, because like I said, it's just like, I'm a mature adult. I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah.
It's like, but okay, we'll go on.
So we're cutting through. We're having a little titty tat with titty tat. That's not a conversation. I'm trying to go for like a little just
shit chat.
It's going nowhere. Lewis seems nervous about something. We can't quite figure it out when a truck of bullies comes riding up next to him. We got a nice little pressed ham going on here.
Yeah,
Hide your kids' eyes if they're watching.
He's like, yo, grab my cakes. And then they run him off the road, the jocks.
Yeah.
He's like, real mature guys. And they just run him off the road to kill him. Why did the car stall out? Because it got ran off the road? His car stalls on him.
Okay.
Is that how somehow if you go off the road, your engine gets flooded?
I was like, is there a murder after you or something? But it's just movie convenience. So they're sitting here looking out into a farm field.
Cornfield.
A cornfield. It is Nebraska.
Right.
And
Cornhuskers.
Wait a minute. This movie would be taking place knee-high by July. Okay, so never mind. They got their timelines just right. So they're sitting there, and the only reason they're sitting there this long, the only reason the car cut off was that they would see Chris Jellick, our gay Nazi schizophrenic kid.
We don't know that. We just know he's kind of odd.
Yeah, we're playing it up. We don't know he's not kissing a dude in this scene.
He's with a van.
He's got a big white mysterious van that says free candy on the side. That's how you know it's sketchy. And he's just putting something in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
That's it. So we get to school, and upon arrival, we see a flagpole goes up, and it's got some bras on it.
Crazy.
Fucking, it's senior prank day, guys. It's not only like the first day of prom, but
I feel bad for like boys now because now it's not enough to just ask a girl to prom. You have to have this big rigmarole, like scene set up now because that's what all the boys are doing in this scene. They're like,
I think there's just some people, and it's just like all the idiots. The loudest voice gets noticed, and so I'm sure a lot of people still do it quietly. Murray, there's still probably
I don't know. I just think there's a lot of pressure there's enough pressure on teenage boys. We don't need to do that.
All right, Murray concerned about boys, teen boys, and the pressure being thrust on them. So Lou, he's trying to get Zoe to her locker. Hey, so I think you need to get in your locker. I think you're forgetting your math book. And she's like, I don't give a fuck about math anymore. I'm pretty sure you need to look at. She just goes off to her first class.
I thought she fancied the door. I remember that happening.
Later, Murray. Okay. You're just trying to get too far ahead here.
Trying to get through this.
I hear you.
Trying to run through this movie.
And of course, we got a prom proposal, just like you were saying.
Yeah, it was like some Shakespeare shit or something. My lady!
There was a skull and the thespian and the Hamlet outfits and everything. Yep.
Would thou like to date with me? And she loved it.
What the?
And then like this like very gay teacher. All right, guys, cut it out. I got some stuff to teach people. It's Paul Lynde is the fucking teacher for some reason.
Okay. And then we just cut into the middle of science class where an explosion happens to get a jump scare.
Yeah, well, you get a little foreshadowing. Like I knew that was something was going to happen with that. Yeah, she's talking about the teacher played by Barbara Crampton. The last time anyone saw her, she was getting head from a decapitated head and reanimator.
Whoa.
And that's the last time I saw her. And we just see this big explosion of hydrogen. She always points out it's hydrogen.
Yeah.
We don't need to know that. I don't know why she had to say that because it never comes into play later. No. But hydrogen.
They don't make movies like they used to.
I guess it just makes a cooler explosion.
Yeah. So the bell rings. Teacher doesn't get enough time to quite get all out of her whole lesson, reading material and all that, but she's got enough time.
You're right, Griff. I think they're really trying to play it up that Zoe's the troubled kid that's going to shoot the place up.
You know what? I didn't realize that because I knew as soon as I saw Chris, I was like, that kid's trouble.
Right. Well, they could be working together. We don't know that.
But she was... Never mind. So we can't pontificate too much on the first... We always do this. We pontificate on the first 3 lines of notes we have, and then we're gassed by the end.
Well, this is going to be a marathon, not a sprint.
We're just like Chris Jericho. We get through one line, and then we're done. Cocaine.
The teacher's worried about her, you know.
You used to love science. What happened to you? I've been talking to your dad. We think you need to get into psychology or something.
And she's like, I just want a Pepsi. And then she just runs out the door.
Look, guys, if anybody is confused about why we always bring Pepsi into our, how to help kids, how to be a bridge to a teenager, help them out, Murray? Bridge? Want to talk about the bridge to God?
No, I don't want to talk about the bridge to God.
And she's just like, look, a Pepsi won't change the past, all right? What past? What are we talking about here?
No, we don't know. We don't know.
The past where she got a Coca-Cola, maybe?
That's much better as far as I'm concerned.
Anyways, now Zoe is at her locker, and she's fonzing it.
Hey! And she, like, elbows it, pops open, and there's a nice little note from Lou. Will you be my prom date?
He even put in...
And she's even like, I thought he was gay! And then, like, come on, he comes off very nerd. Well, more nerdy than gay, but...
And I gotta say, unfortunately for Lou, there's some women out there who aren't into dating a guy that's shorter. We've talked about that on the past. Me and Murray are perfect in every way except for the fact that we're average height.
Right.
All right, we'll never be Chippendale dancers. You hear
no,
all the
and it
time.
just grinds my gears.
And so she's thinking about Lewis, and not only does she realize, well, I thought he was gay, but she's like, oh my God, and he's 3 inches shorter than me. This isn't going to work out. It's just not going to work out. So then we cut back to that field, Murray, and a bomb goes off.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
Big explosion.
Yeah.
Fire everywhere, burning that corn up. Popcorn going off.
Popcorn everywhere.
It was a popcorn field.
Yeah.
And so we're like, that's okay. I that makes sense. Chris looked weird.
Yeah.
Looked vaguely gay, vaguely schizophrenic. So we go back.
This movie really throws you for a curve because here we are thinking Lewis is gay, and they're like, no, Chris is gay. And he looks like he's some tough dude, you know?
Yeah. So Zoe, she confronts Lou at cafeteria time. She's chomping on a burrito, and she's like, Lou, I like you, but I don't like you that way. He's like, oh, well, and he tries to cover himself. Well, we're just gonna go to make fun of people. We're not gonna like really.
You want to pay
date.
money to make fun of people like we already do? Yeah. I mean, it's not a big deal. Why are you making such a big deal? It's a lot of fun. Oh, so she's really got Lewis rattled here, and when he gets nervous, he gets the shake, so he knocks over the skim milk all over her precious army jacket. So Zoe has to get up and excuse herself to go to the bathroom here. Oh, and then we get another cut of we go
a random shack on the side of the road.
I recognize that shack. I watched the documentary about the Unabomber. It's his shack. It's Ted Kaczynski's shack up in Montana. I don't know what that has to do with Nebraska.
Because
but...
they moved it there. Like they moved London Bridge to like Arizona for some
there
reason.
we go.
They moved it. Some eccentric billionaire. I think it was Warren Buffett. Can he live in Nebraska?
Sure. So Zoe is just like hanging out in the bathroom, minding her own business, washing her jacket off. Apparently, Mom showed up at school today because she's in the bathroom doing a quick deucer. Maybe Vinny's is on the other side of the school. She got it, had to stop over.
She's worried about her daughter. So she's just like, hey, kid, I believe in you. Some bullshit like that.
I'm pretty sure my mom was disappointed in my brother, so she went to school with him and actually like sat in class with him. She was intense.
That explains a lot about your brother.
She was intense.
So while that's going on, she's having a little girl talk with Mom. We see the goth chick, Anna. She's like doing something with the drop ceiling. She's fucking around with it.
Yeah.
One of the stalls. So Zoe's like, that's odd. You know, what is she doing?
Mom bails, and then Anna comes down. Zoe pretends to be minding her own business because you can... That's the thing about bathrooms. It's like everyone's nervous. I know we've shared this experience. When you go to a public bathroom, you have to poop. You're like, God, no, this is the worst. And it's because you feel like people are watching. And Anna or Zoe proves...
Well, it's the worst because people usually piss all over the seat and there's no toilet paper.
Exactly. No one has any common courtesy at all for the pooper. And we all know the pooper is the worst position to be in. The audience is the pooper in this situation. We're in the worst situation because we're watching this movie. And... So Zoe is proving that fact. She's proving the point that, when people come in, they are looking directly at you like, this sorry motherfucker had a shit. Like, fuck you.
We all got a shit, people.
Yeah, come on. So
That's
Anna...
my favorite R.E.M. song, Everybody Shits. Sometimes.
So Anna comes out, and she recognizes that, and she's poop positive. She's like, come on, everybody poops. Just like Billie Eilish. She's poop positive, too.
Good for her.
I'm dead serious. I heard an interview with her where she's like, I really like a good poop.
Good for you, Billy.
And so Anna fucking cross-checks Zoe on her
forearm
way
shivers
out.
her.
Yeah.
It's just like, out of my way, bitch.
Girl, you got studs on, girlfriend. I didn't think Zoe would talk like that, but there she is.
She's hanging out with the black guys. She picks it up every once in a while. So she goes to check it out. She wants to see what's the damage on the toilet, first of all.
There's probably pee all over it.
And then she like goes up and she's like feeling around the she's like, what? And she doesn't find anything.
Yeah.
Well, we're like, okay, that's weird. We don't know.
And so, she's, now that the bathroom is clear, she's like, okay, good. I was just waiting it out for the other person to leave the bathroom before I took a shit. So she's going to hang out in the bathroom for a little while here, get it, it's nice and quiet. She thinks she can finally drop one just in case it slips out and it's a little loud. She's like, I don't want that embarrassment.
You don't want to be that person.
Especially not on senior prank day. Oh, man, that would be fucked. Meanwhile, 100 feet away from her, a van crashes through the cafeteria windows, takes out some of the pillar structure. It's loud. It's loud as fuck.
Yeah.
Zoe doesn't know. Maybe she was having a viddy shit.
I thought
she does not know.
I thought she did hear, but nobody else in the school hears.
You know what? She does hear it. Yeah.
Because she's like got daredevil senses.
Yeah. So you're right. No one else notices, but she's like, something happened. Maybe she felt a rumble on the floor or something. And then out jumps Tristan, our
main villain,
crunchy hair. I got the burps, Murray. I'm sorry, everybody. Tristan jumps out. He's our crunchy ramen hair noodle villain.
He's like, why so serious? You can tell right now. He's like super annoying.
So one of my favorite parts is when you watch this movie again, you might notice the van crashes.
Never watch this movie again.
You will. The van crashes through like a kid, and he goes flying. And then in the next scene, that kid who just went flying is under the front tire, and Chris looks at him and shoots him.
Yeah, Chris can't wait to. Tristan is like, chill, but Chris is shooting people immediately.
Tristan is Joker. He wants to get in everybody's mind. Right. Tristan or Chris, on the other hand, he's like, I want to kill some kids.
And he's doing it. He's just randomly shooting people, like you said, with his Castle Wolfenstein gun.
Wolfenstein gun, yeah, exactly. The coach comes over. Where did the coach come from? Apparently he was having lunch too.
Yeah, doesn't he leap over the van or something?
He comes over behind the van, and then he walks over a picnic table, a lunch table, and Tristan just pulls out a knife and stabs him.
It's like a Rambo knife, this huge fucking knife.
I appreciated that. It could have been a box cutter. But...
And of course, as we know, you get stabbed, you don't make a sound. The coach just collapses and dies.
And then the Joker, Tristan, he has to go up to a kid. He sees a kid from the football squad.
Right.
And he's like, hey there, Larry. You're always giving me shit. Every time we cross in the hallway. Sorry, everybody, I'm going to drop a slur. You're always calling me a fag, and I'm calling you a fag, and that's just our thing, right? It's like, no. Who's the fag now? And then Chris shoots him. This is a good question for 18-year-olds out there, because we have the key demographic. Jericho doesn't. We do. We have the 13 to 18-year-olds listening to us.
The teenagers love us.
Our kids saying...
We're like the Jake and whatever Logan Paul of podcasts.
That's right.
Teenage girls love us. They got our pictures on the
Oh,
wall.
me and my mustache, you standing behind me, hands on my shoulder.
Both of us shirtless, yeah.
I'm even explaining a very specific magazine cover. Another thing that's only funny to us. But but no, what I want to ask teenagers, are we still using that F word? Because maybe
it hasn't gotten to Nebraska yet.
I gotta say, when I was growing up, we had all kinds of a potty mouth. We were saying that. That was just something you threw around.
I think Goonies, they drop it a bunch of times. That's a kids movie.
Yeah.
It was that was the way it was. We moved on. We were enlightened.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So
anyway.
Mom pops up again. I guess she's making sure nobody comes in so her daughter can just rip some parts.
I don't know. How is Mom moving? She's also a Sensei Seagal student. Because she's moving around like she's some kind of just Glimmerman or something. You don't understand that reference either.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But she's like, honey, run.
So Zoe, she's got great upper body strength here. She pulls herself up.
Yeah, most girls don't.
Yeah. Pulls herself up into the ceiling, and Murray, you're going to be very, very comforted to know that she doesn't walk across the drop ceiling.
I know. That was the one thing. That's real. I was impressed, but this is the first movie I've ever seen where someone gets up in a drop ceiling and gets on a duck. 'Cause You cannot fucking walk on a drop ceiling.
Does not work.
Does not work that way. It's free.
I mean,
it's like flimsy as fuck.
This woman looks like she's, maybe 100 pounds, but still, those drop ceiling tiles do not hold weight at all.
Not at all.
Like, no weight at all.
So kudos to the makers of this movie.
Hyper-realism 101.
And just in time, because Kip, the smelly nerd with the army jacket, he walks in. And then he looks, doesn't see anything.
Well, I think what happened is he's got a sensitive nose, and he's like, is that a Vinny shit I smell before me? He's using some Shakespeare, too.
Yes, I remember that from Macbeth, I think it was.
I believe it was.
Scene 5, Act 2. I just did an inside joke there, 5 and 2. That's our thing.
Murray, we have done that every
I did not mean to do that, though. That was how brilliant it was.
We've done that every week for like 3 months now. Anyways, Kip comes into he first goes in the boy.
Who would look at a boy child and go Kip? That's why the kid's crazy. Don't name your kid Tristan or Kip. You're already setting them up for failure.
I agree. Those two names are awful. I did have a friend named Kit, and that guy was great.
Kit
Ridge was his full name, but called him Kit.
Kip?
But Kip, yeah.
Ugh.
I feel like there's a Kip. Wasn't that one
Kip
of the characters in
Winger?
Napoleon Dynamite?
I don't know. All I know is Kip Winger, lead singer of the band, the hair band band. Winger. Yeah.
That's someone to look up. Maybe they're big Winger fans. We're in Nebraska.
Yeah, I don't know. I just go, guys, if we get a lot of like men who listen, don't let your wife name your child because they'll name it Kip.
Yeah.
You need a strong masculine name. I'm a Vito Corleone now, but to be a strong masculine child, give him a masculine name. All right, so Kip smells some shit. Smells what the Rock is cooking.
He is naturally assumes it's in the boys' bathroom. He peeps in there. He's got the sensitive nose, so he's like, it's not this bathroom. Turns around, walks into the ladies' bathroom, and he just misses Zoe. Just barely missed her. But was she already dead? How did this girl get in here? Did he kill her before he got in here?
I think she stumbled into the room. Yeah, but because what happened first was the girl, I think she was an Asian girl. She stumbles in, shot.
She was.
And
Stop Asian.
And Zoe checks her out and says, "Oh my God, what the fuck?" And then she goes up and hides.
Mm-hmm.
So that was it. Yeah,
that's right. So Kip is facing that reality that he just murdered that girl.
Right, and he kind of enjoys it.
Yeah, there's a little smile. He's like, "That'll teach you to look at my penis."
Right.
Well, and then they're getting us ready. They're like adding some little layers, making us think about our victims. What's going on with them? What does he mean? That's for seeing my penis. I don't know. So
outside, all there is a small fire in a cornfield, and a shack is on fire, blocking off every road. The fire department is like every responder's there. We don't have anybody to go to the school.
You got Agent Cooper, Dale Cooper out there.
That was kind of overkill. Why was the FBI there?
I have no idea.
Ted Kaczynski. Maybe they thought somebody else who worked with him. Protege.
Like I said, his shack was in Montana. Suddenly it's in Nebraska. Black Lodge magic.
So we're just pointing out, like, all of the authorities are distracted by all these fires. They're popping up everywhere.
Yes. This is another thing our expert, because we're going to be going back to the cafeteria here, and our expert of mass shootings, who's never been involved with the mass shooting or schools or the police force for like 25 years. He just writes murder shows now. He pointed this out is that, and I don't know how to quantify this. I don't know how to look for this information to see if it's true. Do your own research, everybody. QAnon's real. He's coming back, by the way.
I hope so.
So what he points out is that most people in these situations, the first call they make is to a loved one, and the second call is to the second loved one, and then the third call is finally to the police. So I don't know how real this is and everything, but Tristan instructs all the students to call loved ones and report the situation. And he picks out, look, guys, we're just going to pass over the fact that despite being in Nebraska, which is probably 95% white people, the school's very diverse. We'll just skip right over that. So he has a student there. He singles her out, and he tells her, "You be the first. Go ahead, give somebody a call." And we just listen to her call and cry to like her mom or something.
Right.
Tell her she loves her.
So we learned that for Tristan, he doesn't really have an axe to grind. He just wants those fucking likes, man. It's all about social media with Tristan.
And after listening to an hour and a half of the producers talk about the hyper-realism, the fact that this is actually just a fun movie and people shouldn't think about it like this, They don't mention the fact that this movie is trying to make a message about social media. Just gets completely passed over.
Right, and yeah, the kids nowadays obsession with social media and what virtual reality. That's why we're here. That's why we're the investigative journalists. We're telling you what this movie is about.
Yeah. Anyway,
so Zoe, she's on a fucking air duct, which would probably hold her weight.
Maybe her dad's an HVAC. She knows better. She knows it'll hold her weight, that is.
Well, if you have common sense, you could know that. You know that the drop ceiling ain't holding your weight. And, of course, there's rats everywhere.
Why are there rats up there?
I have no idea because it's another jump scare. She'd be like, ew.
God, knowing these people were cruel to animals, I'm worried about these rats. I'm a big rat fan.
There might have been a Rat's Night of Terror thing where they set them on fire.
Please, no. Anyways.
And so she's staying on there, and then I guess she gets distracted by a rat. I don't know, but then, thank the Lord, she falls through the drop ceiling. I stopped the movie and applauded that. I said, I've never seen that.
Hyper-realism.
I've never seen that in a movie ever. That's the first fucking time.
Well, what it was is she was right near a duct. Duct that was horizontal. It was not vertical to the whatever. I'm doing a bad job of explaining this ductwork. But she hears something. She leans in closer to listen closer to it, and then she falls through into the kitchen. And these guys, my goodness, this high school. Oh man, if I see why they're like, we don't need to give any more money to schools because this school is ginormous. I saw they have fresh produce everywhere. The chefs are. They're actually
prime rib. It was crazy. They had an omelet station. I didn't have any of that shit.
It looked like the Flintstone, the size of that prime rib. It was just huge. It's crazy. And so she falls through into the kitchen, makes a lot of noise. Tristan is alerted and sends his number one guy, who he has a gay fling with apparently, Chris. What?
You're giving the lead away. We're blowing the whole mind-blowing thing at near the end.
You're right, I am. Guys.
Fuck.
Just erase your memory from the last 20 seconds.
People have already zoned out.
Yep.
It's just us entertaining ourselves from here on out. So Chris comes in, and then we see Zoe's hiding, and she notices there's the lunch lady's hiding too.
Yeah.
And they make eye contact. Shh, be quiet.
Chris is calling out, I heard you in here. Murray, can you do our friend's voice from Death Wish 5, Frank?
I heard you're in here. Where are you? I like prime rib.
And Zoe has noticed this old cafeteria woman, and they're she's on the phone. By the way, 2021, I counted at least 25 flip phones in this movie.
Apparently, these conservatives love because I know what it is. Because Danzig doesn't have a smartphone either. Because you can't be tracked by it. That's what they're thinking. I have a flip phone, I can't be tracked.
That explains why Tom Jane's character has a flip phone. But it's funny that he
doesn't even know. He doesn't even have a phone. He takes a phone from another parent
because he couldn't view. He had a flip phone. He pulled out of his pocket.
Okay.
I want to go with you here, Murray. I do remember that for a fact that he had a
but it's because he doesn't want to be tracked.
Exactly. I think you're dead on. Yeah. He's ignoring
Danzig, you're right again.
He's ignoring the part that will still track him, but it's okay. It's okay. Yes. But we learned last week that these burner phones, they last for hours. Excuse me, not hours, days, weeks even, through raptures.
Well,
Guys,
anyway,
listen.
Her flip phone, I guess, the ringtone goes off. I don't know, but it alerts Chris, and she stands up.
No, Murray. See, what happens here is that she gets off the phone with her loved one, and she gives herself away.
For Zoe? So she's telling me, and then she does the worst thing you can do to Psycho. You should be ashamed of yourself. And he just blows her away.
Yeah, she does the old finger wag. I thought she was going to get a rolling pin and shake it at him, like that old image. But no, she just gets shot. Then Chris picks up her phone, and that thing... Well, excuse me, can you...
That thing of yours is dead.
So Tristan, he's just toying with these poor kids, mocking them.
He's doing the... I like the commentary happening here. This was also something the producers didn't talk about. Tristan points out the fact. He's like, I want you guys all to send out thoughts and prayers. He's such a joker.
He's just a joker. He's just mocking, what regular normal people do.
It's good stuff. All right, we got a quick cut. We're going over to Anna, and Anna's our girl,
she's the
bad
tech
guy.
I guess she's the tech person because she's cutting wires everywhere.
For a non-PC movie, that's very PC to give the telecom job to
Would
a
it
girl.
matter, question, in 2020, would it matter to cut the fucking landline phones? Like, everyone has a fucking cell phone now. Unless unless they blew up a cell tower. That would make sense. If they blew up a cell tower.
You know what, Murray? Let's just go ahead and redo this movie for them. Yes, if they blew up a cell phone tower.
But he wouldn't want to do that because he wants those fucking lights.
Exactly. Like, they don't know. What they're doing is counterintuitive because they want to upload their content, but all those kids they are trying to upload at the same time could cause a bottleneck their bandwidth. So you're causing one issue.
But he figures it out later on. We'll learn this in a few minutes. We'll learn.
Good. There's science in this movie, everybody. Science.
So we've just seen the bitchy goth girl cutting the landlines. And so while that's happening, Zoe gets out. She escapes.
Yeah, she gets out of the school. She's escaping. She sees the kids that are at the back of the school smoking weed together.
And then she goes, kids, get the fuck out of here. It's a school shooting. They don't believe her. They're like, oh, man, you fucking with us? It's a prank. He's like, no. And then she realizes these colors don't run, and neither do I. I got to go back in that.
She looked at that army jacket. She saw the name on it. I got to get in there. I got to do this thing. She also found a piece of glass, a window, and she looked in it, and she slapped her face and did the Kevin McAllister. This is my school. I got to protect it.
School.
This is her chance to stand.
Be true to your school.
This is her chance to stand her ground.
She's doing it.
Her dad said, You'll probably
already
never.
Ran, but she ain't going to hide.
Yeah.
She goes straight to fight.
She hid for a second. There's no rule about how long you have to run or hide.
True.
So she's done 2. She gets to go on to 3 now. That's the legal law of the land, Murray. Stand your ground.
What's going on? Tristan, he's live on social media. A security guard comes in. He doesn't have a gun. What the fuck?
He's wearing khakis and, a tucked in. It looks like a mall security shirt and everything. God, they really did this guy no favors. Did you notice that he was wearing Velcro shoes? They were medicated. There
orthopedic shoes.
Orthopedic. There was Vic Rubs on there because he had a cold. They were orthopedic shoes. Like, they made him out to be the biggest goober in the world.
One had like a 2-inch thick sole.
Yes, exactly. He looked like the man from another place.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks references everywhere.
And Tristan's just mocking him, like, expect you to live on $12 an hour without a gun?
Man, little Tristan, the bad guy in this movie, sounded like one of the socialists.
I'm glad you pointed out because that's when the principal's like, that's all I can stand and I can't stand no more. So he comes in, he's like, Broham, let me speak to you on your level.
Hey, I know it's a little sus that we don't know what you folks, kids.
LOL. OMG.
Now, if I could just rap with you a moment, and he's also got his chamomile tea in a coffee mug, and he throws a leg up on one of the lunch tables. Tristan, we've been talking recently, and I thought we were coming to an understanding. You miss your father, right, Tristan? Maybe I could be like your dad. We could maybe do something together.
And he's just like, then we learn that Tristan, just like in the past week, had been to the office 2 times to be reprimanded.
Yeah.
But we learned that was his plan because he needed to get the principal's keys. So he got in the first time to get the keys, ran off, made copies, and then he got in trouble again to bring them back. So
as opposed to seeing all the dumb stuff with the fire department responding to Ted Kaczynski's shack on fire and just the very many scenes of that, I would have liked to see how Tristan, got this key. If they did a flashback of how him getting in trouble.
No time.
Oh, no, absolutely. They would have had to replace it. But even still, and the Merman Productions cut, 90 minutes.
And the principal's like, look, whatever you want. You can fuck my wife, my daughters. I don't care. You can fuck me.
Look at these pictures of my wife.
She's hot, isn't she?
Yeah. You kids are into MILFs, right? You're all into that. You could probably do a thing with my wife and my daughter because you're into the incest porn too, right?
Aren't we all? He's trying to relate because all the kids love incest porn now.
The great singer-songwriter Beck once said, you can't write if you can't relate.
Well,
He also said bottles
trying.
and cans, just clap your hands. Just clap your hands.
He also said, I'm a loser, baby. Why don't you kill me? And that's just what the principal does. Because
Best podcast in the
Chris
world.
shoots the principal in the balls, kills him. Security guard.
The special effects on his balls exploding were intense, all right?
All the money went there.
They were very liberal with their use of special effects, but the ball exploding, mwah, perfection. Good job.
Security
Second
guard.
time I clapped. Hyper-realism, my friends.
Security guard does a Vinny's and shits himself and runs away.
This is where you get the close-up of those orthopedic Velcro shoes. Oh,
And then
my
Chris
God.
stalks him, follows him out, and he's so disgusted with this guy who just shit and pissed all over himself. His pants are just dripping. He's like, I'm not even going to kill you, and I love killing. So they just let the security guy go.
And we go back over to Zoe, who's trying to inform everybody in the school. I believe she's going outside of the
Yes.
school. She's banging on windows. We got another very interesting teacher. Okay, one of the things they brought up in this movie is that it's not about the shooters. It's about the victims. We know two victims throughout this whole movie. We know Lewis, kind of, and we know Zoe, I guess well enough. That's all we get to know about. And this is supposed to be a movie about the victims. That's how they presented it. No. Well, we're not about to learn about any other victims. We don't know how they were.
Well, the teacher, she does because she's probably 200 feet away from the cafeteria, so they heard nothing.
Nothing.
So she's just like, nice, yeah, I know it's prank week, yada, yada, and she just like closes the blinds and ignores.
I guess that's their big excuse is that, oh, it's prank week. We heard a lot of explosions. We just figured it was prank week. So, ridiculous.
So Tristan, he's ready for phase 2 of his great grand plan. It's like it's Andy Sedaris wrote this plan. It's so convoluted. He's like, okay, who's getting the most views on your live feed?
Who's got 50 viewers right now? There's like 100 hands up. It's like, well, me and Murray know all about 50 viewers. We get hundreds of thousands of viewers. Right. So if we were in there, we'd have our hands up.
Right. We'd be the ones fucking following Tristan around.
Yep.
Thank God.
Then he goes up to 100, and then 150, and then
he goes, Four Eyes. It's Lewis.
Yeah, because he's up to 1,000.
Well, that's Lewis. Actually, I have 1,000. And he had to like throw that in there.
And one.
And one.
Oh, I see what they did there because it's a basketball thing, and he's black. I didn't get it. It's a little subtle racism.
Wow, that is really subtle. I didn't get it either.
Yeah.
So that's the answer to your thing. So now he's the only one allowed to use his phone. So they're not using up all that fucking 5G or whatever. I don't know anything about
You're
phones.
right, Murray.
Yeah.
Well, no, they don't have 5G anywhere because we can't get up towers that fast because it's okay. Telecom systems, they're doing the good things.
Well, in the Heartland, they're never getting 5G because they know it'll control your mind.
No, they don't even have 3G.
Because it'll control your mind, Griff.
Of course.
Q. So Lewis is going to be his cameraman. He's like, you're my cameraman now.
You're going to follow me around. You're going to film everything. And that's when Lewis, he's getting close to them now. He sees inside the van bombs.
Yeah, well, they just looks like paint buckets.
Yeah, it could have been. They could have been growing potatoes. They could have been full of, whatever, epoxy to recoat the floor.
Could have been anything. But we assume it's bombs.
We have to assume it's bombs. So Zoe, she has gone to a second class after the first class has ignored her. They just think it's a senior prank day thing. And I believe this was was this the science teacher or was this somebody else?
This was Mr. Nunez.
Oh, okay.
The very flamboyant Paul Lynde impersonator.
Okay, yeah. And she's banging on the window to get to open.
No, she throws a rock through it. She doesn't even bang on the window.
Right. Oh, God.
And he's like, oh, my stars and garters. and then she's like, get the fuck out. School shooting. And then she opens the doors, like the windows, I should say, fold out. She opens it up, so they open up about 6 inches.
I was learning all about the different types of windows, and I forget what this one is called. I'm an idiot.
I don't know.
I'm not a good podcaster.
Yeah, I'm ashamed of you. And this is what once again, I'm irritated again. I love the fucking drop ceiling, but then the window literally opens, I'd say a foot at the most. Like it opens up, and there's like, well, we could just shut the window that you broke and climb out the window very easily. No, squeeze like in between this foot.
Awkwardly squeezing through it, yeah.
But they do it. They finally listen to her, and they get out.
And one of them stops to show Zoe their phone, because on the school's website, they are rebroadcasting the live feed in the cafeteria, which, by the way, we're still getting cuts of like the principal's office, the main office and everything, where they're not doing anything. They've been made aware of the situation. And again, this office is across the hall from the cafeteria.
And did you notice that Kip, before it all started, left a package and nothing happened with that?
What was the point
I
of
thought
that?
it was supposed to be a bomb that was going to blow
I thought it
him
was going to
up.
be a bomb too. And it was like when they went to call in the police, it was going to go off or something.
Right.
Oh, so frustrating. This is like after they killed Leland Palmer, and then Twin Peaks just went into nowhere land for like 18 episodes until David Lynch came back.
So we got to really hammer home that Tristan's evil.
Yeah.
So he quotes Hitler to one of there's a girl like dying.
First of all, he's like, we got to board up these windows. Let's build the wall. And they build a wall in a minute. They only make the Mexican kids do it.
Right.
And they made them pay for it as well.
Right.
Like they left their lunch money on the
They used like cafeteria tables. They just turned them up on their sides and pushed them and blocked where they drove through.
And then he goes full Professor Glastonbury.
Glastonbury,
excuse me.
Yeah, and he goes. He's like, I don't know if this girl's handicapped. What his issue with her? But he was like, Hitler would kill people like you.
Yeah, you're thinning out the bloodline. You're weakening it with your crippled little legs.
And she's like, yes, I'm bleeding. I am literally thinning out the bloodline because I'm bleeding to death. He's like, and then he like zings her. Well, lucky for you, we're not Nazis. And then Chris was like, well, I kind of a Nazi.
Yeah, Chris is kind of a Nazi. He's got a gun the Nazis used and everything. All right, and again, this is where John Matthews' logic as the greatest mass shooting master of all time says that this is in fact true, because Zoe goes and triggers a fire alarm, because obviously it's an alert and everything, and John Matthews says, well, this is what the Parkland kids knew, is that you can't trigger a fire alarm. They have to see the fire before they can report it. So they can't call it. I thought that went straight through to the authorities, and they would just send a fire truck anyways.
I have no idea.
Yeah. So they just disregard it. All the you see all the classrooms empty out, and they're getting ready to evacuate to like their safe positions, but then they just stop because
Anna cuts the wire,
Anna
so they
cut the
think
wire.
it was just some kid just pulled it.
Yeah,
it's like a false alarm.
And for her troubles, what Anna's about to get? She's about to meet the janitor.
Yeah, groundskeeper Willie. What are you doing in here? I'm the only one allowed to do that. And then she turns around, caps him, shoots him in the fucking head, kills this guy.
Oh man.
So fuck. What are we gonna do? Everyone's on like a mile away from the cafeteria apparently because they're not hearing any of this shit.
Nobody is aware of anything going on. Everyone's going on in school except for the 2 classrooms that Zoe has disrupted. But yeah, everyone. God, it's like gunshots going on. Does anybody heard a gunshot in the real world? Real world?
It's prank week.
Conservatives love to be like, guns are great. I've gone and shot. They're fucking loud as hell, especially in a school with the hallway.
Well, I think a van going through a building would be loud.
That would also be incredibly loud.
But we cut to the sheriff. Somehow he learned the situation. I don't
know.
Maybe he was he was like creeping on some girls like on Instagram. He's like, holy shit, they're live streaming this.
I think he's friends with Matt Gates' friend. He was like, hey, this girl in high school, the one I was going to hook you up with, she's apparently in a school shooting situation. And the sheriff's like, oh shit, is she looking good? I mean, what school? We got to get over there.
Got to get to the school, but unfortunately, all those fires are clogging. This is 2-lane roads, people. We're in the middle of nowhere. And they're like, shit, well, right next to me is just a cornfield, and I am in a fucking SUV. Supposedly these off-road vehicles. What are we going to do?
Oh, man. If it weren't for the liberals keeping us on the 2-lane roads, we would be able to get over to that school. They're clearly... Oh, God. I don't even know what I want to say about these idiots.
So he's just like, I don't know what to do. I think he's just much like the Death Wish cops. He's just scared. He doesn't want to even go. He's making every excuse. Like, well, we can't go off the road. That would be against the law.
Yeah.
We can't cut across this person's private property. So we're just stuck on the road until this fire gets taken care of.
Maybe the security guard after.
How long would it take to put out a fucking shack? For fuck's sake. Like, this is the dumbest part of the plan.
This is the dumbest part of the movie because the filler makes no sense. You can do a 10-second cut of, the police finding out, the authorities finding out. but they bog it down with 15 minutes worth of content of them doing stuff that makes no...
Griff, we got a scene of security guard changing his pants. For fuck's sake. Do we need that?
I was just going to bring that up. Because he goes back to his office. He has his very own little office and everything. This is a good... Well, the $12 an hour is way too low. But this is a good situation.
Living in Nebraska is not that bad.
The cost of living
in
nothing,
Nebraska
apparently.
is nothing compared, yeah.
That might be true.
People are living in shacks. We learned that. So, Zoe goes... I don't know why she just... I guess she didn't see him piss himself, so she thinks he's brave. So she goes
he's got
to
new
him.
pants on now.
And just as she's about to say something, boom! Explosion goes off. Kills the fucking security guard.
I noticed that in the wreckage of all that, you just saw a muffler falling from the ceiling.
Yeah, okay, that's an inside joke there. And so she gets concussed from the sonic boom of the thing. Can we put an end? I fucking hate this Private Ryan. Now, every time a bomb goes off, we have to have that scene where there's ringing and we can't. It's like, and they do that old cliche.
I was just going to say. So, I think we've talked about it pretty well, but the fact that these bombs so far have been enormous. They've been like little mini nukes in these, potato buckets.
This is some Tim McVeigh shit going on here.
Exactly. They're insane. And so this bomb especially, the destruction is intense. Like, this shot is just like, it's like hell. It's like all the footage you saw of like the wildfires and everything in California. It looks like hell. And so Zoe is, I forget if she was trying to wake the security guard up or something, but she is just like trying to get her bearings straight. And then she notices a shadowy figure that seems to be walking confidently.
Holding that. Are you talking about the mom? Or talking about Anna?
Oh, no, I was talking about Anna.
Okay, because mom's there too.
What is mom doing here?
She's got another fresh mug of chamomile.
She is not bothered by this
holding it
at
two-handed like Trump. She's like,
I think she was there complaining to the school board or something.
Something about vaccinations.
Yeah, she was probably there giving them an earful about vaccinations.
She's like, I got cancer because of vaccinations.
I
don't have any proof of that, but I think that's what it is.
Well, you're talking about she's got perfect proof. She just reveals her bald head.
So she gives a little pep talk to Zoe. She's like, look, I don't know. She says, fake your... All I know is Zoe fakes like she's dead. She plays dead. She plays possum, if you will.
Now, we do...
And then mom just, like, teleports. She's like, she's fucking broken my heart. She teleports out of the room. And we're like, okay. And then Anna comes up. She's like, I hate you fucking cheerleaders. She's a classic, misunderstood goth girl.
Yeah, she spots the security guard, and she's bothered by him because he took her weed away.
So she kicks his dead body.
Yeah.
And then she does a nice Rudy Ray rub out on Zoe's hand. She just...
How did you like it?
Nice crunch noise coming there.
I thought the audio was good for it.
I was kind of annoyed Zoe didn't sell it at all.
She's kind of an asshole. They're really building her up.
So as far as Anna's concerned, Zoe's dead, out of the way.
And we go back over to Tristan. The whole school, by the way, is on alert now. They've witnessed the fire because it blew up outside their office. Right. So they're like, okay, we can call the authorities now. They're calm and chipper about it, just like Zoe's mom, Karen. Right. And so we got the authorities alerted. That was, And we go back over to Tristan, and he's frustrated because they've got their own TV display console and everything.
Yeah, there's 5 TVs.
Yeah,
they got all the major news networks.
It looked like something you'd pull out a TV studio, and they have it there. Why?
Kip is an expert with audiovisual, dude.
Maybe
that's why he's part of the team.
Maybe the AV. Oh yeah. Okay, we're making a lot of sense out of this movie. We thought there was no sense to be made, but
every good Joker enthusiast, they're hardcore atheists.
Yeah.
So Tristan's got to point out the one girl who's holding her crucifix and praying, and he's like, "Oh, is that God going to save you? Is that crucifix going to save you for what I'm going to do to you? Why do you believe in God?" And then she lets up, "I believe God gives us free will. God allows the wicked to be hot and nasty, so they can be judged. Where it's up to us to be good or bad, Griff. It's just up to God to judge us and give us internal torment and hellfire."
I'm so happy to bring up hot and nasty because you know what? There's a lot of stuff to do in the top half. I didn't get to say this, but fuck you, YouTube, because I tried to put up a nice little Jim Dandy masterpiece, little sermon, and you guys said, no, you have to take it down. They weren't gonna let me put up.
You can put up Holocaust denial, but not hot and nasty.
No, it wasn't hot and nasty. It was the sermon.
Well, the sermon was hot and nasty.
The sermon was hot and nasty.
Everything Jim Dandy does.
The only thing I liked about our Christian phase last week for about 2 hours was getting hot and nasty with the Lord.
Well, you people who need to be grateful for our Christian phase are those 4 guests we had. We still, our eyes are on you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're back into Satan now.
Right.
All right.
All bets are off next time.
I'm sure the satanic panic is in each and every one of your hearts because you need to be back on this show, right?
So where are we at now? So he's
Kip.
got to just. He doesn't shoot her though, right? He just mocks her. He mocks her religious.
He mocks her religion, and we're starting to learn more about how the news, they're not reporting outside, and then suddenly they decide, yeah, we'll report because they were just filming from the outside in, you know. And then Kip comes over and says, hey, actually, no, they're going to cut to our live feed, Lewis's feed. They're going to cut to the inside feed now. And we get to see the broadcast that they're watching is FNN, Fake News Network. It's in the CNN font because they're not trying to make any kind of message, political message otherwise.
Zinger. So Zoe, she's every class she finds, she's like, get out, like every time everybody get out, and she's being so loud that Anna's alerted to this. So she sees her, shoots her in the leg.
Yeah.
I don't think Zoe's smarter than this. I guess it's some protection. She hides behind her locker door.
Yeah.
A bullet's gonna go right. That's like fuck. I could punch my fist through a fucking locker door.
A bullet does go through it. But it's like the top corner, and she didn't have any body part there. So she got lucky. Because this Anna girl, I got to tell you, she might have been watching some Steven Seagal movies because this girl knows how to breathe and squeeze. There's no pulling.
She's in squeeze.
She's not pulling your leg. She's shooting your head.
So we know that Zoe's in trouble. But you know who else is in trouble? The sexy Spanish teacher. Because Tristan decides he needs to go to a field trip. Was there a reason why, besides what he's going to do to her, that he had to go to this room?
I think he heard that somebody was letting students out.
Okay.
So he's like,
it's got to be this fucking Mexican lady.
It's got to be because they're always crossing borders and breaking.
They're sneaky. They know how to get away. So he's like, I got to go to the Spanish teacher, and she's hot on top of it. So why not? 2 birds, 1 stone.
Mm-hmm. And of course, he starts quoting Shakespeare, Spanish Shakespeare,
Hamlet,
a little Hamlet.
Shakespeare.
Yep.
He's speaking Hamlet, Spamlet. That's Spanish Hamlet.
I thought that was Monty Python's version of it.
No, that's Spamalot.
Oh, that's Spamalot. You're right.
He's speaking Spamlet. And so we see she is a pretty sexy woman. So
she is very attractive.
If I'm a creep, I'm going to be like, yeah, I guess I'd do this too.
Yeah.
Take your shirt off. But he says it in Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure to respect her classroom.
Well, she was giving him shit because she was just like, you're a flunky. You don't know how to speak Spanish. And then just to throw it in his face, he's like, I'm going to assault you sexually with Spanish.
Assault your ears and your body. So he makes her take her top off. You know what? They said in the beginning of this movie, nudity. They didn't show anything.
No, they
on.
didn't.
How dare you
They
tease us
showed
with
like bare shoulders.
Yes. And like a very far away, harsh, like not harshly lit, poorly lit, like shot.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're like, holy shit, what's he going to do? He's going to rape this teacher in front of everybody.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Before we can just take her pants down, we go back to Zoe and Anna.
Okay, I'll give Lewis a little credit here because he's there filming everything. And again, because he's straight, he's like, well, he knows right from wrong. So he devises some kind of way to interrupt. Hey, Tristan, we're up to 5,000 viewers, and one of them is Brian Bosworth. The boss? What about Sting?
What's he asking?
Sting is a Nebraska native. Is Sting watching? And he goes, it's not just Sting. It's Sting! And that Tristan's just like,
He's a mark. So thankfully the teacher does not get assaulted. Nobody spray paints her ass. Nothing like that. Because Paul Kersey's not here, people. We don't know what's going to happen.
I'm just glad there's no giggling villains because we knew rape is on the way if there's a giggling villain.
Right. So Zoe runs to the nearest balloon room. Apparently, this school is so fucking luxurious. They have a room just for balloons.
Murray, tell us a little more about your high school. What was the most fantastical room you
We
guys
didn't
had
even have
in
a
high school?
cafeteria in my high school.
What? Just like or gym?
Yeah, you just went home. We didn't even have lunch.
What?
Yeah.
What?
No, and my school was the newer school of the two schools in our city, and they didn't build a fucking cafeteria.
What the fuck?
No.
You build a school without a cafeteria.
Yeah.
The fuck is going on?
You just did your school day and you went the fuck home. You didn't. Yeah.
Wow. Did you guys have at least like a wood shop?
We had a wood shop. I never went there, but we had it.
I don't.
We had dumb kids. Yeah, you had a wood shop. So give them something to do.
I love that idea. Yeah, for all the dumb kids, let's get them in wood shop. With saws and electrical equipment. Like one of the worst fights I witnessed in high school was in a wood shop, and it looked like an AEW match. They were throwing chairs at each other, and one kid got cut in the forehead, and then they climbed on top of a cage and fell onto a padded pillow.
Okay, we're really digressing. We got to get through this.
Yeah, well, let's go.
So Anna, and she follows her into the balloon room, and there's a struggle, a very awful struggle. It was one of the worst fight scenes I've seen in a while.
Right, don't ignore the fact that Zoe is one with the balloons. She turns herself into a balloon, like Sho Kazugi would. And Anna walks in, and she just thinks she's going through balloons and everything. And next thing you know, she's getting drop kicked from who knows where.
There's a struggle, and Anna gets shot in the head.
Yep, Anna's got her own control of her own gun, but apparently Zoe, she's stronger than her, so she turns the gun and shoots her in the head.
Goth girl's very weak, very weak.
Well, it's because they don't eat; they just drink black coffee.
Exactly. Takes the gun and the keys that Anna apparently had. The keys they got made copies of.
Here's some more hyper-realism for you, though. Is that Zoe, to prove that she's not some crazy sociopath, she leaves that room and she vomits because it was too traumatic. So at least they're making Zoe seem like a human.
Speaking of inhuman, our boy Tristan, he's ogling the teacher, but like you said, Lewis is distracting him.
Yep. And she's trying to slowly take off, seduce everybody, slowly taking off her top and everything. He's like, no. Give me the bra. I want to see the sweater meat.
Well, he did snap her bra first. Like he's a teenage boy. He's still it is prank week.
He's a senior prank. I like it.
So they're still in Spanish room outside. The police, I guess they see the feed, so they know that Tristan's involved with this. So he's a troubled kid. Send the deputy out to talk to his mom. Maybe his mom can calm him down. So the deputy goes to of course, he lives in a trailer.
He lives in a trailer. There's no dad in the picture.
Nobody responding. So, the cops do. They go, hey, man, wellness check. You can break in now. Wellness check. So the deputy, before he does that, there's like tires everywhere for some reason. He makes a little stand with some tires, looks in. I thought the mom was supposed to be high. I didn't know she was dead at that time. I thought she was just like a meth head and she'd be high. No, the mom's dead. Tristan killed his mom.
Yeah.
So we can't use the mom to talk him down.
So meanwhile, we're back at Lewis, and he's asking Tristan. These are questions coming in on the live feed. Hey, Tristan, how'd you come up with the idea? And Tristan, he's so evil. Well, it's not really that the idea, that I got the idea. The idea, it got me.
That is so Joker.
Oh,
be proud of yourself.
If only
for
his
that.
delivery wasn't so Kenny Omega.
So Dad's at home, listening to some AM radio, cleaning that deer they just killed earlier.
Talking about Zoe's dad.
Yeah, Zoe's dad. His dad, I don't think he had a name.
Yep.
Thomas Jane. And they get the news that there's a school shooting. And he's like, well, my daughter goes to that school. I got to do something. And the first thing you do, you grab your gun. So he's got his fucking modified sniper rifle. He's like, this is all I need. Hops in his truck, takes off to the school.
And Murray, it is time. The greatest revelation of this movie. We've been spilling the beans because we need to keep you people interested for an hour and a half. We finally get the cut of Chris. He's alone watching because, Tristan's over in the Spanish.
He's taking care of the cafeteria.
He's watching the cafeteria. And Chris is looking up at the ceiling. And he's talking to himself. And he's checking the monitors, and he's seeing all the police, and he decides to run out to a clearing and start shooting at the police. He's going nuts. talking to people. He's trying to. There's a lot going on here, Murray.
Well, they're keeping in contact with a walkie-talkie. So Tristan hears this, and he's like, "Dude, chill. I'll be there in a minute. All right." So thank God that the teacher will not get raped because he's got to check on his boy Chris.
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm coming back down." So Chris is still hearing the voices, and Tris talks him down. And how do you talk down?
And by the way, I'll point out because why am I doing this movie service here? But Kip actually had showed up with him to inform them of what was going on in the cafeteria. I didn't think they used the walkie-talkie. Maybe they did. Anyways, Kip parts ways here. Tristan takes the class and is like trying to usher them to the cafeteria so they can keep everybody in order. Tris arrives and, talks Chris down.
Well, I guess Chris there's something else he'd like to be talked down because he leans in for a kiss, and we're like, and this is the only time they touch on this at all. So we're like, okay, obviously he's gay. He's got to be insane. He's gay because I think that's the message they're trying to send us. Because we learn that apparently we know that Anna and Tristan are a couple, and now
this is where we learn about it.
And now we learn that Chris is involved too.
Yes.
So we don't know if Tristan's fucking both of them separately or at the same time.
This is where the only worthy dinner conversations about this movie deserve to be,
Seems like Tristan was just using Chris because he's like, yeah, I'll kiss you. Yeah, later. Not in front of everybody.
Murray, I would like you to go ahead in Frank's voice and hit me up, and then I'll do a nice Tristan line for us here.
Tris, you are my savior. You still love me, right? I love you and Anna equally.
Oh, shit. I fucked up that line.
Okay. End of quotes there.
You still love me, right?
I love you and Anna equally.
Friend zone. You got friend zone, Chris.
Jeez. That's why I want the sitcom of these guys having a dinner.
So Zoe, earlier in the movie, there's so much exposition. They were working on the auditorium, they were fixing it. So there's plastic on the aisleway. So she slipped down, and she's like, "I could use this."
Yep.
So she lures Kip to follow her to the auditorium, and lo and behold, he slips on the fucking plastic.
She's got the fire extinguisher, the asbestos laced one. So she squirts it into his face, right up his nostrils, and
everything. Nice money shot all over his face.
It's real bad. And then she's found some handcuffs. I think she got them off of the security guard.
I don't know where. I think maybe Kip had them. I don't know.
Maybe because it makes more sense than a security guard of a high school having handcuffs. We had a police officer that would hang out at the high school. And I will say, they got a good... I'm sorry to go into personal here, but it's he was friendly with all the kids. They picked a good officer. He was
probably trying to fuck the kids, yeah.
As far as I knew, he was friendly with everybody. Seemed that way. But anyways.
Yeah. So she subdues Kip, handcuffs him to one of the chairs in the auditorium, and then Mom's back. And what's the different, Griff? She has this beautiful, luxurious mane of hair.
Wait, what? She was bald.
Oh my God, Griff.
Murray, did we not spill the beans on something?
We didn't. I'm shocked. We learn that she's not there. Kip learns it too. He's like, "Well, who the fuck are you talking to?" Mom's not there, guys. She is a Force ghost. She's been speaking to and advising, much like Obi-Wan did to Luke when he needed her, that she's like, "You got to let me go, kid. You're troubled. I'm worried about you. Let me go. I have hair now. I'm ready to go to heaven. I'm ready to fuck Tawny Katane.
I'm out of chamomile. I can't be here anymore."
And she's not ready yet. And Kip's like, "What the fuck? Why didn't you join us? You're crazy too." Because everyone's hearing voices in this fucking school.
Maybe it's haunted.
Maybe it is.
Oh, see, we're going to hand this one out. Golan-Globus Theater is going to do 3 more extensions of this movie. We're going to have Taffy on to help us out with another one because clearly we got to do a haunted episode, a Halloween version of Run, Hide, Fight. Run, Hide, Spook.
There you go. So the mom disappears after this, right? She's like, "I've told you all I can do." Right?
As far as I remember,
she got her hair. She's like, "Bye."
Look, we'll continue on. I don't remember if she comes back again. All I remember is that Kip,
we learned his motivation.
Yeah, we're about to learn his motivation.
Because she's like, "Why the fuck are you doing this? Why you just killed people?
What's wrong with you? Why would you do this to people?"
He's like, well, you remember back in middle school?
What?
When,
Middle school?
Jeff, he thought it'd be funny to pull my pants down, but he pulled my drawers down too. Everyone saw my tiny dick. What would you do? And he screams at her.
We didn't just see your dick. We saw the muffler hanging out too.
And he's like, yeah, I know. It was embarrassing. And now everyone must die. And she's like, what the fuck? You're talking about your small dick? Who cares about your dick?
So
and even the teachers would fucking make jokes about my dick.
One teacher, I showed up. I said, did you grade my paper? And they said, yeah, it's pretty flaccid.
Like your tiny dick. Like they really like if you didn't get this joke, it's because I'm talking about your tiny dick. And he's just like, and that's actually, when you think about it, they actually probably. A kid would do that. That's how kids are stupid and everything is so like when you're a kid, everything and come on, kids are cruel as fuck. No, they'd be like, oh, there's a small dick Kip.
Murray, do you have the most embarrassing story of your high school days in your head?
No, I don't. I never. Fortunately, I
really nothing that bad.
Nothing that no, not.
Well, I didn't have.
You can explain. You can.
I didn't have anything
confession time
that bad.
No one saw my dick.
Well, no one saw my dick. As far as I know, no, I can still remember the worst day of high school though, and I was failing Michigan history because I didn't want to pay attention because I just got into the Phoenix.
Quick, what's the tree of Michigan?
Cherry?
White pine.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shit, man! I don't.
What's the stone of Michigan?
Petoskey. I know.
There
that
you
one.
go.
Yeah.
All right. You paid.
No, I don't know that much about Michigan history because I failed that class because I really got into the Phoenix saga at that time, and I was trying to read it.
Were you in high school at this? We learned this when I was in first grade.
Well, we learned some of this, but I actually had a Michigan history class, and I failed it because I didn't give a shit. And so there I was reading up on the Phoenix Saga. The lights come on, the movie ends. They're asking questions. I have the worst stomach ache of my life, and it's just fate when you're a teenager and you have a stomach ache that you have a boner too. And so I get called on. And I was like, I really have to go to the bathroom, and I was supposed to be answering a question about the movie that I didn't watch because I was reading the. And so I had to get up in front of everybody, and I was like, what do I do with? And so I just hunched over and scurried across. It was that time where there was people in the bathroom, and I was just like, I'm letting the Vinnies fly where it goes. It was all right. Enough of my tall tales of high school. We got to go outside of this high school.
Dad finally shows up.
Dadis Jane.
Dadis Jane.
Thomas Jane. Dadis.
He's got his sniper kit already.
This is how much of a patriotic American he is. He doesn't drive anywhere without his... Oh, you think it's because he heard about the school shooting and then he put it into his truck?
No, he had it in his truck.
He just always drives with this. Yeah, okay.
You never know when you need to use a sniper rifle. I learned that from that Bradley Cooper movie.
You never know when tyranny will strike.
Huh.
And
he's the last line between democracy and tyranny.
That's all gone.
The election was stolen, that's all I'm trying to say. So he arrives... And he's got his flip phone, like you say, because he doesn't want to be tracked.
No.
And he sees there's all these concerned parents and the media, these blood-sucking media. There's we want blood. Ugh. And he's like, all I got is a flip phone. Can I use your phone to see what's going on here?
Yeah, another nice little patriotic woman wearing a QAnon hat. She comes over and she's like, oh, you need to see this, and shoves her phone into his face. CNN isn't telling... Excuse me. FNN isn't telling the truth. Lewis, the black nerd, Urkel guy, the one that comes to your house, he knows. How does this woman know that much about it?
I don't know, because she's Q. That's what I'm going to guess.
Maybe.
So we know Dad's there. Back to Zoe. She grabs Kip's shotgun. She's like, I got to take matters into my own hands. So she helps the science teacher.
The same one she had the big talk with earlier.
Gets him out through the auditorium. It's like, don't slip on this plastic. And
now that she has Kip's phone, she has a quick little conversation with him.
And what does she say, Griff?
Let me explain it to you like I would a small child.
She's not talking. This is the sheriff talking to the...
Oh, you're right. Whoa. Oh, wow.
The sheriff finally gets a hold of Tristan.
Yep. I scratched that out before I got there. Yeah, sheriff's talking to Tristan because
finally got there. Everybody else, the media's there. The sheriff finally shows up.
Do you know what sheriff was holding there?
No.
Chick-fil-A. On the way over, he stops.
It's that good. It's such a long line. That would have been a better way. Instead of the stupid shack fire, he was at Chick-fil-A in the line. The line is like around the block.
Like deep in the line, not somewhere where
he's like, I'm not leaving now. I've been here half an hour. I don't care what the fuck emergency's going on.
I'm glad we came up with that funny little bit there to ignore the fact that I got this conversation wrong. So, yeah, the sheriff finally gets a hold of a phone. He gives them a call in and everything, and he gets to talk straight away to Tristan. Tristan!
He's been practicing this Joker speech for days. This is the coup de grace.
And you know what? He didn't get to use it on the principal. The sheriff talks the same way the principal does. He even outside puts his leg up on a little stool that's right there, as if he was, an adult talking to a child. Tristan, why don't you go ahead and tell me what this is all about? Is something happening to you, son? Or did you have an erection?
You want to see naked pictures of my wife?
Did you? Oh, my wife.
Everyone's offering up their wife. People are swingers in Nebraska, man.
I mean, come on. They didn't grow up with incest porn, so they're like, I got to get in this action.
So this is where Tristan. This is the whole point of the whole plan. Is Tristan this one speech? And he's just the usual shit you'd expect a Joker-obsessed kid to talk about. Humanity's a joke. You're all sheeple.
Yeah.
Only I know cancel culture. Joker's a great movie. All that shit. And he's like, and he ends it with, "You need an executioner." Me! And while that's going on, Chris informs Tris that the students are escaping.
Yeah.
Because thanks to our hero Zoe with the shotgun.
And the camera follows outside where Dad learns that Zoe is playing the hero.
He just smiles. That's my girl.
I think a student came by and he asked, is Zoe in there? Have you seen Zoe? She's blonde. And he's trying to remember what his daughter looks like. She's wearing my jacket. Like an army jacket. Oh, yeah, you got the weird daughter? The one that's always got the mini shits in the morning. Yeah, she's in there. She's saving us.
I thought she put on Kip's army jacket at this time.
I don't think it's Kip's.
Yeah, because her army jacket disappears.
It does.
I think she put Kip's on.
Ew.
She just needs to have an army jacket on.
Ew. Why would you put on Kip's?
It was moist, but so I guess Tris is like, I haven't heard from Anna in a while. So he calls Anna's phone, walkie-talkie, whatever, and Zoe answers. And he's just like, "Look, bitch, you're stealing my spotlight. I'm the big show here. If you don't show up at the cafeteria, I'm going to kill a student every 5 minutes."
I mean, I do appreciate that he didn't tease it so much. He proves it right then because we don't see the student. You just see him shoot, but he apparently shot somebody in the face.
Right. Well, he's not playing.
Exactly, he's not playing. And Dad outside. Okay, Dad is outside behind the police barricade and everything. He hears the gunshot. Right. He's like half a mile away. He hears the gunshot. No one in the school ever hears gunshot. He heard it, and so he's like, I can't sit back here as an American patriot and just let this happen. So he fucking goes into his truck. And he grabs his sniper rifle and just kind of...
And then he Shokazuki shit. He, plants himself underneath a SWAT van. He's, hanging underneath
That's right, because he has to get behind the police security
right.
and everything. Oh, my
He learned
goodness.
all of this in Kabul.
Oh, my goodness.
And so Zoe's like, "Look, Needle Dick, you want to make up?" Because Kip finally deprogrammed because we didn't see the person get shot, but he did. And it was the one girl in school that would smile at him. She liked small dicks. That was her fetish. So she was cool with Kip. And he's just like, he's just like, "I've been wrong. What am I doing? I want to redeem myself. I want to work with you, Zoe.
Hold my muffler. I'm ready to redeem myself."
I just want to say, go to YouTube, type in John Nord muffler, and you'll get what the fuck we're talking about. And you'll be horrified, too.
And you'll be entertained, because it is kind of a funny story.
So they decided to team up and go to the cafeteria. And they do.
Well, Zoe gets there, Kip is trailing behind because he's a slovenly folk. But Zoe gets in there, and she's just asking him, what does it do for you? Why is it that you have to hold us up? And, he goes on about he's got to be definitive. He's doing his best. It's like that's what you're supposed to do.
He doesn't know. He's in the thrall of Joker. He doesn't know what the fuck, why he's doing this.
I'm surprised he didn't have the makeup on. Well, maybe at least half.
And
the
Chris
face.
is just licking his chops because he knows she killed his sister, so he's pissed. He can't, and he wants to kill. And then Kip comes in. Not on my watch. Drop your guns. And Chris immediately shoots Kip.
I mean, there's a whole lineup and everything. I think someone drops a book in the background or something that spooks Chris. He shoots Kip. Zoe manages to grab, in this whole ruckus, Zoe manages to grab Lewis.
Only person that matters.
Only person that matters because it's about the victims, and runs away with them and hides them over in the Spanish room. That was the same room we saw earlier.
Well, he gets shot in the process. Chris shoots his leg.
Really? I didn't even notice that.
Or no, yeah, you didn't notice that Lewis got shot?
No.
Because there's a whole fucking scene where he's like, it's so cold. So cold. He actually says that.
Murray, I'm sorry. I just thought he was being overdramatic.
No, he got fucking shot. He got like a sucking chest wound. And he's just like, I'm dying. And that's when she's finally like, all right, nerd, I'll give you a kiss, because you might die.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, that's stain on my pants. It's blood too. Like he's just so embarrassed. He came. He was like, he's been so horny for Zoe. The kiss was enough to make him just shoot his load. He is a teenager. As we know, Griff still has wet dreams.
I talk about him often on this show because guys.
I'm like I said, I'm jealous. I've never had one.
One of my favorite people. He's a gay man, and he's just like, look, I'm going to talk cavalier about my gay excursions because people should hear this and just be comfortable with it.
Who is this gay man you're talking about?
My friend Ryan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's great. I love Ryan.
I don't know.
But he was just like, people will be more comfortable with it if they hear that. And you know what happened?
I got
used to it.
I'm getting a lot of feedback. They're not comfortable with it, Griff.
Oh, come on.
But so Zoe leaves him there. She runs away to lure Chris to the science lab.
Yeah, she can't hide out in there because Chris was on their trail, and she knows Lewis. Lewis is not athletic.
He's a nerd.
He's a nerd. He's wounded. He's going to be a dead weight, so she decides to lure Chris away. And, of course, where are we going to go? But the other set we set up, the science lab.
Which doesn't really pay off. I was expecting Chris to be set on fire.
I was expecting something from that science class, a flashback.
She just, sets off all, the Bunsen burners or something.
She turns the gas on. Which I'm starting to think there's a gas leak in this building anyways.
Everyone's hearing voices. Yeah.
Everyone's hearing voices. Everyone's stupid. No one can hear anything.
Maybe it's making him more lucid now. That hydrogen is because he's kind of making sense. He's just she sets off one of the explosions. It does nothing. It just spooks him.
Yeah.
And all it does is piss him off. So he grabs her, starts slapping her around. Thankfully, it was a believable fight because he just beats the shit out of her. There's no way some 100-pound girl's going to beat up some 6'5" goon.
Yeah, no, they did this very realistically.
And then he starts talking about Q all of a sudden. He's in the patterns and all this shit. And she's like, I can work with this. While that's going on, Dad, he's seeing this. He's outside. He knows because he always tells her, if there's trouble, go to the science lab. That's always what he told her.
Mm-hmm.
And so she goes to the science lab. And now he's setting up that sniper rifle, got the tripod on, he's checking the wind.
He's
taking his time, to be honest, because his daughter's getting the shit kicked out of her.
Okay, I will give him credit. He is behind a tree. But it's not like a lush forest or anything. He is in dead plain sight. All right? And his MAGA, Make America Great Again hat stands out like a sore thumb, but nobody is noticing this strange man.
Well, he did turn it backwards. Cut him some slack.
You're right.
He's like Lincoln Hawk. He's got to turn it backwards, and he's ready to kill. And so he's just pummeling her, and she's like, the pattern. And she's like, no, patterns. I understand your patterns. And she's just distracting him because somehow she knows Dad's out there. And Dad doesn't pull. Squeezes. Right in the fucking brain. Blows fucking Chris away. Clean shot right through the window.
Perfect cinematography inside because it just goes silent for a minute and then you hear a breath inhale. And then you hear just a quiet little glass shatter and then brain splatter explosion. Beautiful, beautiful job,
So
guys.
she gives a thumbs up to Dad. He gives it back to her, and then she talks to Tristan. What'd she say? What'd she tell him?
Dad, of course, gets arrested. So yeah, she talks to Tristan. Oh no, you're the one not talking. Yeah, you want to talk? Because she's phoning into him.
Right.
Because she's taking out 3 of his guys and girls.
Took them all out. It's just him. It's just mano a mano.
So you're not gonna talk to me anymore? Am I not being polite enough? Did you know that I hate the Joker movie? In fact,
trying to rattle him.
Heath Ledger sucked.
Didn't deserve the Oscar.
Joaquin Phoenix sucked. The last good Joker was Jack Nicholson, bitch. Before you were born.
And that's all he can take. He's just furious. So he just grabs a hostage and runs off.
Oh yeah, she also throws in the fact that, did you see what's top trending on FNN?
Me, bitch. And he's like, that's all I can stand. I can't stand no more. So he just huffs off with the hostage. Zoe makes it back to the cafeteria. Guys, get the fuck out. There's a bomb in this fucking van. It's set to go. She sees it. It's 45 seconds. The red readout. You know that.
Classic red readout. Good job, guys.
And so she's got her Kalashnikov, whatever that fucking gun, that Castlevania gun. And she's like, fuck, I got to give it up because I have to get this. Because there's 2 kids that, for some reason, are like not getting out. It's like,
I don't remember.
So she's like, I got to take it in my own hands. So she uses it to like hit the gas pedal, kicks in reverse.
Yeah, she wedges it and everything.
Slowly creeps out.
Okay, and we've been building up these bombs for so long. They're nukes. They're mini nukes.
Well, fuck. Tristan took one of them with him.
Yeah, Tristan takes one of them with him too. But we've seen one of these explosions, and they are enormous. This van backs out. She manages to back it out into the parking lot, full of cars and everything. So, Murray, me and you, as wise action movie aficionados, we're thinking, oh shit, we're going to see like a full parking lot of cars go up in flames.
Right.
Well, apparently, these bombs were all duds because it looks. It
was a popcorn fart. It was like.
Yeah, it looked like a snake, at 4th of July, and you light it on fire and just fizzes over. That's all it looks like. Like 5 to 6 of these bombs go off together, and it's nothing. Great job.
So Zoe, she's like, I got to finish this. I have to kill Tristan. So she goes after him. And as she goes after him, another explosion. And this is a huge explosion. This was the one fucking bomb.
Yeah. What is wrong?
And she sees a charred body. It's kind of unrecognizable. She says, is it Tristan? Who is this?
Yeah.
And just as she's about to check, the SWAT team finally shows up after she's done all the work for them. And then what do they do? What do they do to her hero? They just arrested her dad, who's a fucking hero.
He's a hero.
They throw her down and they fucking zip tie her.
They zip tie. What the fuck? All right, so we're going outside now.
And she passes out because she was like, she's probably been concussed at least twice this day.
Yeah.
She's been involved with 2 explosions.
So we're in the back of the police truck, and, she's starting to come to. Force mommy's there again. Right. And, she's just saying, like, hey, come on, kid, chamomile tea. Where's my chamomile tea? And she kind of goes back into the darkness, and then she comes back, she shakes back awake because the sheriff's there talking to her.
She's in the back of a paddy wagon now.
Yeah, paddy wagon.
And the sheriff is like, wow, you're pretty fucking awesome. I wish I was half as cool as you.
Yeah, you really remind
I don't even use this gun. This is rubber. See?
You remind me of somebody from my young years.
Yeah.
A man called Paul Kersey.
Yeah, 5 to 2 years ago, I met this man. He changed my life. You need a mustache, but aside from that, you're pretty goddamn cool.
What about Tristan? Well, he was burnt to a crisp.
Yeah, you saw the body.
Yeah.
He's fucked up. It's all over with. Done.
Can I visit my dad?
He's like, yeah, he's going away for a long time, but you can talk to him.
He definitely just, shot a kid in the head.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's going up the river. And so Dad, he's chill. He's just like, I'm zen, baby. I just murdered somebody. I'm just like, all the stress in my life is washed away because I killed somebody.
Dad, you saved my life.
And then he's like, honey, think nothing of it because you saved mine 18 years ago. Because he was in a dark place until he met the love of his life and they had a child.
So Zoe is not distracted at all. She's not fixated on the fact that her dad's about to go to jail for a long time. And she notices some friends. She hears them in the background, and she turns around to wave to them. And this movie was setting it up like she had no friends outside of Lewis. But anyways, she's distracted. She's waving to her friends that weren't her friends earlier in the movie. And then she notices a kid with an orange hat. She's like, this is Nebraska. We wear red hats here. Because the Cornhuskers wear red hats.
Oh, I thought you were going to say MAGA.
No, Cornhuskers.
Okay.
And she notices the orange hat. She's like, no one wears an orange hat in Vernon, Nebraska. Realizes what it is. Dad, where's your sniper rifle? Oh, the police, they just left it out on the field, loaded up, ready to go, everything.
They put a couple, markers
he
around it.
He does say they put some evidence markers around it, and that's it.
Yeah. And she's like, great. That's all I needed to know. So she follows the kid out into the woods. Well, she grabs that sniper rifle.
Yep.
Follows him. And we see it's fucking Tristan. And I bet he told all of his crew, we're going to go out in a blaze of glory. We're all going to go to Valhalla and die together. Yeah. No, he had an exit plan. Somehow he got a fucking pass. This fucking hick kid from Nebraska got a passport and money. There's like hundreds of dollars in this little box underneath a bridge. And he's laughing as he's looking through it. And we see Zoe. She doesn't even use a tripod. She uses a tree. She uses nature to kill. She puts it right between these two, like a V that a tree makes. Mm-hmm. Scopes him down. Boom! Shoots him right in the lung.
Oh, brutal. And then she just kind of putzes up to him. There is unfinished business.
Nobody hears this gunshot either, by the way.
Thank you for pointing that out. Amongst every... selective hearing is what
and then
they call it.
We do the circle of life, Griff. We come back to the beginning of the movie because she gives him her father's speech that he gave her.
Yeah.
And
it's tempting to let nature run its course. The lungs will fill with blood. An animal will die naturally. But with the process comes extreme pain.
And then she grabs a rock. And we're like, oh, shit, she's going to smash his face.
Exactly. We're doing circle of life, circle of the story, you know? We're going to see her smash the deer's head.
No. She just throws it right next to his head. It's like, you deserve to fucking die in pain.
Happy, successful music. Our hero is a child.
Everybody got what they deserved.
Oh, Marie.
What we learned, Griff, is that the way to stop a bad kid with a gun is a good kid with a gun.
Like I said, we wrote our Congress people after we watched this movie, and we said we realize now that the only way for mass shootings to stop in schools is to arm every kid.
Yes, just train them how to use a gun, a weapon, and then let them loose.
I mean, let them loose.
Kids never do anything irrational. They're always, take things seriously.
Exactly.
Unless they have a small dick, then they'll lose their mind.
Okay, so yeah, we got to be... so to cure mass shootings in schools, all we got to do is give every kid hormones until they have a big penis.
They're trying to do that anyway, but that's another story. We don't want to get into that. We want to get into next week's movie because this episode is long. I need a palate cleanser, Griff.
We got a palate cleanse.
And this is the palatable of all palate cleansers. This movie is not a canon movie, but it might as well be because it's directed by our man Sam Furstenberg.
Oh, Furstenberg.
Much classics as Revenge of the Ninja, American Ninja, Avenging Force, and it's starring a guy we haven't talked about in a long time, and it's been way too long.
Perfect palate cleanser.
One of the rare... He's only starred in 2 movies, and we did the other one. We're doing Steve... Black Superman James is back on Golan-globus Theater. We're doing Riverbend, a nice little movie about civil rights and not wearing sleeves. So we'll see you next week for that, and keep it warm.